Welcome to One Crack News, and we finally got around to it. Let's talk about the Gayle King interview with Lisa Leslie about the Kobe Bryant situation, as this interview wasn't meant to be about this, but they decided to turn into it a Kobe Bryant incident off one question that turned into a series of events that Lisa Leslie realized she was being set up and couldn't believe that they were taking this direction for a man who had just passed away in a very tragic accident and is very disrespectful to the family when his little 13-year-old daughter passed away with him in a helicopter accident. And you decide to bring up, well, his legacy is always going to be marred because he had that allegation back in 2005 or 2003. And she's like, I don't think so. Because anyway, like, doesn't that hurt you as a woman? How do you feel about that as a woman? How do you feel? How does that make you feel as a woman to know about that? And like, don't make me feel like anything. Like, why are you asking me this? Because, truthfully being said, why are you asking her this? You know, she's kind of giving her the look like that case was in 2003. If y'all wanted to bring this up, you could have brought it up while he was alive. He's gone now. So why would you bring it up now? And that's what Lisa Leslie was trying to say. She was like, I've been around players who have said, hey, let me get up with your friend. Like, Kobe has never done that with her. She's like, and I've been around other people like that. And I've been in a place with him. But she was like, well, not to say that it didn't happen. You just didn't see it. Or you probably didn't want to see it. And, because you guys are friends. No. Some other players that's like that. I mean, she's like, it could have happened. It just could have happened. You could say that with anybody. But why is she reiterating this point? Because, like I told you before, like Oprah, these two are playing an agenda game, and they're not fooling the people that they're trying to fool. Because what they're doing is appeasing the people that want them to put the garbage out there. See, you're under the illusion that black people are the demographics. It's not. Oprah made her money not off black people, off the strength of Caucasian housewives in the upper 30s, over 35 and older. That's where she made her money. That's where she built her brand. Gayle, same thing. Good Morning America. You know how many who people watching that? They're not us. So that's not for us. That show isn't for us. That demographic wasn't for us. That demographic was for them. And you might say, who is them? They're people who are opposing all people who have masculinity in their household. Male masculinity, that is their enemy. Let me repeat that and make it more clear. Black male masculinity. Now it's clearer. That's the enemy for them. They want to eliminate black masculinity. Because then you're more docile and easy to be controlled. So to look at Kobe and picture him as this person who was marred, well, he did do this thing here. There's people out there who don't even remember that. It was 2003. That's a long time ago. A lot of these kids who are growing up know Kobe as the basketball player and the guy who's been clean cut, who's never had an incident since. But yeah, let's throw his name around into something that was marred and ignore the facts of that case. Let's ignore the fact that the woman was promiscuous. Let's ignore the fact that 4 months earlier she tried to commit suicide for attention by taking a bunch of pills. Let's ignore all these facts of this troubled girl who, after this incident, was hanging out with friends as if nothing ever happened, bragging about Kobe Bryant's sexual anatomy. Then she decides to put on a pair of underwear that she goes to the doctor to do the test, and it's got three different DNAs of three different men. And she said, "Oh, those was an old pair of panties. I just grabbed some dirty ones." Really? You just grabbed some dirty ones that just had two different other males in there? What kind of woman are you? A very promiscuous woman who throws herself around. See, people like this normally, if this was an incident that was true, Gayle King, he's played for 20 years. There will be a long list of people who come out with saying that they were assaulted by this man, if that was the case. You didn't see that with Kobe. So I tend to believe his side of the story more than I would believe hers because life tells you differently. But the thing is, why are you bringing it up now once he's not here anymore? When he was here and he was winning Oscars and he was doing all these things, you could have brought it up. Y'all could have asked for an interview. You could have said, hey, well, your legacy's this, your legacy's that. The girl decided not to testify and go to court. She took a settlement, she got some money, and got out of it. So if she was really prudent and crusading for the truth, she would have drugged this thing all the way out. But ultimately, she got what she wanted: popularity, fame, and money. Even though her parents was good with money. But you didn't do a proper journalism. What you did was a slander piece. And thank you, Lisa Leslie, for blowing that up in her face. So, unbelievable. Anybody who's a very docile, very feminine acting man is promoted more. Why is that? You're African American and you are docile, feminine, or maybe homosexual. Why is that promoted more? Is it not masculinity is a problem? Why is that not okay for black men to be masculine? Hmm? What's wrong with that? No other race do I see them really portray or push this narrative to, but ours. We have to be docile, and it's okay to not be masculine and to be men. We have to apologize for being men. It's ridiculous. So Gayle King don't care what the black community thinks because she never did anything for the black community. The ones that go over there to support them, the Gayle and Oprah show and all this stuff with Oprah, my girl, and Oprah this, woo, Oprah. You see, they don't know any better. They're not on social media. They're not going to see too much of this stuff. So it's the boat and the bed they laid in. But as far for us, when we look at it, we see them for what they truly are: trash. So my thing is, why would you even pursue them? Why would you want to do their show? Why would you want to even do an interview with them? They do nothing for you. They're not in your demographic. They're not going to cross you over to their demographic. I never forget how Oprah did Bernie Mac. I never told you guys this. I hope it's on YouTube somewhere. I want you guys to go see it. They did a show, an episode, because Bernie Mac was basically on oxygen at the time. And he was not very well. He did the Guess Who movie he was doing with Ashton Kutcher. And on this episode of the show, and it was always known, whenever Oprah has a guest who was white, she was all touchy, grabby, leaning on him. Ah! When it was African American on the show, she'll just sit on her side. We'll be right back. And wouldn't even interact with them whatsoever. And it was never more noticed than when Bernie Mac, who's from Chicago, is on your show. And you disrespected Bernie like that. Chicago saw that and they were outraged. A lot of people missed it because, like I said, nobody watched the Oprah show that I knew, but they watched that because Bernie was on it. And they saw that. And that presented a problem for a lot of people. So I'll get into that more on my Patreon. My Patreon is Carcino for Life. So if you want to get in there and learn some stuff, whew, better sign up. Better sign up. You can come in at the entry level, but all access and VIP is where it's going to be going down at. I'm out.